What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anthony. So in keeping with the theme of how to prep used items for Amazon FBA, today I'm going to show you how I prep small electronics like cameras and Walkmans and battery chargers and power cords. Alright, so things like battery chargers are super simple. These are rugged, they don't need a lot of protection. This is a Canon battery charger. All I do is take a little poly bag. This is a 6x9 poly bag with the suffocation label already printed on it. Pop it in there. And then I use my impulse sealer and seal it up so it'll look like that. Then I take my FNSKU label and pop it right on the side opposite the suffocation warning. And that is good to go. That's not going to break if it falls because they're just made of plastic and they're super rugged. Much the same, sometimes you might want to sell some sort of power adapter. This is a Sony power adapter. These brand name ones, especially things like Sony, if they're the official power adapter, they can sell for good money. So always make sure you look them up in thrift stores. Pretty much exactly the same. Just pop it in the poly bag. Again, this is a 6x9. I'm going to link all the supplies I use in the description below, so feel free to check them out. They look like that. So all I need to do is pop my FNSKU label right on it. And that is good to go. Just throw it in a box and you're making money. So then something like a Walkman, especially one like this that isn't worth a ton of money, so you're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I'm going to use a couple sheets of bubble wrap just like this. Make sure you get the buttons nice and covered. Tape it up. And I'm going to take my stretch wrap just to keep it from popping open. And then again, I'll take a poly bag. This one's a little bit bigger, but this item's a little bit bigger, so we'll pop it right in here. Seal it up so it looks like that. Take your FNSKU label, pop it right on the side opposite the suffocation warning, and you are ready to go. That's plenty of protection for something in the $20 to $40 range, which this Walkman falls under. If you have something a little more expensive, say like a camera and its charger, this charger doesn't go with this camera, but we're just going to pretend. This camera actually would be an expensive item that I would use this method for. However, this particular camera is broken, so we're just going to use it for an example. But let's just pretend that this battery charger goes with this camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the camera in bubble wrap. Now we don't really need the stretch wrap for this item. I'm also going to wrap up the battery charger. Again, don't need any stretch wrap. Then we're going to take a box. This just happens to be a 6x6x6 box that you'd find at Walmart. Pop a little packing paper in there. Then just load the camera and the battery charger in there. Pretty much like you do if you were shipping it yourself. Seal it up. Now with this, the FNSKU label can go right on the box itself. Now with something like this, what you'd also want to use, one of these labels right here. The ones that say this is a set, do not separate. And I'll link these in the description too. These basically tell the Amazon employee that everything in this box goes together, so it's not to be opened, and it can just be shipped right inside this box, or this box can be placed inside another box. Just in case they do ship it in this box, that's why you want to make sure that it is packed securely, because it's an expensive item and you want to make sure it gets to the customer safely. So that's how I do that. Oh, and one last type of item. If your electronic comes in a box of its own, and the box is in good shape, so you want to include it, what you can do is either take these little labels like this. These are just clear little sealing labels like you'd find on a retail package, and make sure it's sealed up. You don't want to cover it in tape, but you also don't want it to open up in the warehouse. So at that point, you can take your FNSKU and put it right over the manufacturer's barcode. I, however, like to take it just an extra step and wrap it in a little bubble wrap. Then I take my stretch wrap, make sure it's all sealed up, and then pop my FNSKU label on it. Again, with most things like this amount of prep will depend on the value of the item, but certainly if the item has some value and you want to make sure it stays protected, this is just an extra little step I take. So guys, that's all there is to it. Nothing to be scared of when it comes to prepping small electronics for Amazon FBA. They're pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Like I've said before, my general rule is prep it how you'd like to receive it. So guys, if you find this kind of content helpful, liking the video or dropping a comment down below or subscribing to the channel are greatly appreciated. The more interaction like that, the more I'm able to grow the channel, and that's exactly my goal for this year. Alright guys, that's what I got for you. I'll see you next time. Bye.